So in this video, I'm essentially going to be going over Novely, all the shit, me, Novely, the beef, all that. And this is less of a serious video because, again, Novely's not a pedo, Novely's not a groomer. However, this video is going to go very in-depth with pretty much a lot of callouts I have against Novely personally, and I decided to make it a formal type of video where I actually put production effort into it instead of a clapback response because, frankly, nobody has actually put the effort into putting together a video that puts actual evidence in front of a lot of what a lot of people feel that Novely's just kind of cringe and not really a good commentator. So I'm going to start where I have overlapped, and that is directly in my content of covering Vexium Swift. Now, Vexium Swift is someone that it takes a lot of effort to know a lot of things about, but my genuine opinion, when you're going to drop a 16-minute video that's going to get like 2,000 views on a very niche subject like Vexium Swift, you should at least put the bare minimum effort into figuring out the general allegations against him, and the evidence and whatever might exist out there publicly. Now, I have done a lot more than I expect anyone to. I actually believe my video is genuinely the best video covering Vexium Swift. It covers a lot of things. It doesn't cover everything, but it covers a hell of a lot more than any other video out there on YouTube. Now, on the other hand, Novely's video is barely at all researched, frankly, and by Novely's own admission, as he says here,
actually, I've been debating whether to release this video or not. The main reason being I'm going to overlook a lot of things regarding this individual. It's very difficult to talk about this guy without talking about his past controversy. And I know some people will get upset if I don't speak about his actions, but truthfully, I'm not vexed on the Vexium lore.
Bro made a 16-minute video without doing the research is kind of crazy, especially when if you even look into the basic facts or ask essentially anyone, you could have interviewed literally anyone that knew Vexium personally. Now, at the time, that was 100% plausible. Vexium has a lot of people that were previously close to him that hated him at this time. It would have been very easy for you to be like, hey, insert person, can you tell me anything about Vex? And they would have told you allegations that you weren't even aware were out there. Now, again, I don't blame Novely for not putting the same amount of effort that me and Fire did into interviewing, investigating, and outing Vexium Swift, because we put a lot of effort in. But when the majority of your video is simply talking about the public Twitter shit of Vexium, ignoring completely the grooming allegations, just ignoring those, not talking about that, and not even just not talking about them, actually calling out people for loosely calling Vexium the P word.
Some people just throw the pedo accusations and label around that it's disgusting. If you're generally gonna gravitate with that claim and word and use it all loosey-goosey, you're rapidly making those serious claims lose meaning.
I had a 5-minute section in my video dedicated solely to how Vexium is weird around kids and the weird kind of borderline pedo type stuff he has been doing, provably, verifiably on record, not even talking about the baseless accusations by apparently firsthand people that are claiming they were there, just the shit that had pure facts behind it. Absolutely none of the information in this 5-minute section about how Vexium is weird around kids was brought up in Novely's video. Not a single point that was in my video about how Vex was weird around kids was even mentioned once in Novely's video. The only thing Novely talked about was people were calling Vex a pedo on Twitter. Which, yeah, you shouldn't call people a pedo on Twitter, but you can't just say you shouldn't call people pedos on Twitter and then not talk about the reasons why Vex is being called a pedo, because you're portraying it as there's no basis for people to call him a pedo, but there is a very valid basis to call Vexium a pedo. And again, I'd point out at least half of the stuff in my 5-minute section was from a year prior to Novely's video being released, and it was all public on Twitter a year prior to it. So I don't blame Novely for not looking back. I blame him for representing it in a way that makes it seem like Vexium is being falsely smeared, baselessly smeared as a pedo, when there is, again, very valid basis for him being called out for that sort of stuff. And not doing his due diligence to get the facts and portray it accurately. A dumb person will act like they know everything when they know nothing. A smart person will act like they know nothing when they know everything. That's the problem. Novely gets the two mixed up. He thinks he's smart and he thinks he knows everything when he doesn't know anything about the actual situation. Which wouldn't be a problem if Novely wasn't producing a 16+ minute video trying to portray the truth. Another great example of Novely doing this exact same thing is in his video on Zunks, where he directly himself admits
From things he's committed and things he hasn't committed, with labels being thrown around everywhere, it's a mess, and something I ultimately can't tackle, and I choose not to.
If you're going to cover a situation as someone who is a public figure who has some amount of platform, especially in this hyper small niche, you cannot afford to essentially be lying by omission for one of your friends, and that's something that this video really panders to, is lying by omission. Novely was very friendly with Zunks, never disclosed in the video. Novely was very friendly with Zunks, to the point of even providing Zunks the script like 4 days ahead of time before the video was going to release. Like, you don't do that, dude. You don't cover someone in a video and then be like, oh, I'm gonna slide you the script real quick. Like, no, you don't do that. You simply cannot, for your journalistic integrity, be friendly with the person you're talking about. And if you are, that's not necessarily means you can't talk about it. You have to disclose that you're friends with them. Novely's video on Bon Voyage was terrible. It just wasn't a good video. Watch it if you'd like. I mean, everyone's informed on it, so it's kind of a basis that, like, there's no gap to knowledge. Legitimately, all Novely had to do was open Twitter, and he would have had all the facts, but he just couldn't be asked. And again, I responded to a lot of the stupid points in a video I made on Bon Voyage from them, and by a lot, I mean 2 of the stupidest points. But after all that's said and done, I post my video on Bon Voyage, and that's where it really kicks off. But before I get into that, I'm going to take a quick step back to before Novely released his video. Novely had made a video on a topic I was planning to cover, and I'd like to clarify, I was planning to cover this for even about a week before Novely released his video. I didn't even know Novely was making a video on this topic. I really don't keep in touch. I don't know if he made posts about it. I didn't know. But that video came out right as I was starting producing my video. Like, I started producing it the same day his video released private for his channel members, right? So obviously I'm like, okay, well shit, this is something that's somewhat relevant, that's good for views because more people are going to be looking into it, yada yada yada. So I didn't know what to expect because, again, there was an embargo on the video for about, I think it was 2 days or a day or something. So I didn't know what to expect. So I watched his video, and again, I'd already done a lot of research on the topics, and as I said previously, he talks on topics he doesn't do research on. This was another video where he did that, as I previously explained. He's not fully informed on the facts of the situation, right? Which is perfectly fine. But when I'm producing a video, right, and I'm looking for examples of stuff that is being misrepresented publicly, I am looking for, that's what I'm looking for, all right? And I think it's a lot more impactful to play audio clip of someone saying something than show one of the tens of thousands of tweets about the situation, right? Because that's an individual saying something on record that isn't a produced, scripted, creative video, right? So that's why I used Novely and I used some Beta 8 or Loda clips for examples. I don't hate these people. I don't really have anything against them, genuinely. Novely took offense to this, which, you know, I didn't realize. So originally Novely made this tweet, and I thought this was just a joke tweet, genuinely. I even commented, like, this picture goes hard, because I thought it was kind of like, aw, you know, haha, you commented on me, I found that cool. No, Novely did take this personally, and I only realized that a couple days later, when Novely released this tweet, right? Essentially, the takeaway from this is Novely had a response prepared, but decided not to release it. And the problem that I had, why I took offense and why I actually shot back to this, was because he said, I decided not to respond to a work that ultimately doesn't hold value to begin with. Now, I would challenge you to find me a single commentator that wouldn't take offense to a larger creator saying this about their content. I was, and this wouldn't be so aggressive if I wasn't actively being friendly with Novely. I previously invited him to be a part of something that I was working on privately that really didn't come to anything, but I still professionally respect his content to this day. I think Novely's a half-decent creator. I wasn't just gonna take this lying down, given that he disrespected not only me but my friend Wolf, so I made a tweet saying, bro really be vague posting about me and all my homies is crazy, Lamau. Because, like, that's what Novely was doing. He was vague posting about me, a day later vague post about Wolf, and again, Novely took offense to this, releasing the first of 2 response videos, I suppose you'd say, in which he critiqued 2 of the points made in my 18-minute video. You got that right. Novely made a response tweet to me of a video, not text, of a video where Novely only addressed 2 points made in an 18-minute video, which I'll respond to right now. Firstly, he points out that I say Novely summarized the whole situation to left versus right politics. Novely did that, alright? And Novely points out, oh, you didn't watch the full video. I watched that whole video like 3 times over. I saw the other point where he took that back. It's just that I don't script my videos and I probably wasn't thinking about that. Doesn't change the fact that Novely did summarize it to left versus right politics, which is something I criticize because no one's doing that.
People boil down this discussion to left furries going against right furries, which is the main reason why I'm hesitant. I try not to bring politics into discussions, so I let it be.
No one is saying, this is just politics. This is left furries versus right furries. But I will say I should have clarified that he did later say that.
Now this is where we see a political shift, because unfortunately gun restrictions are a debate on the left and right side. So you will notice right-leaning folks in the fence and left-leaning folks on the offense. But this shouldn't fuel a political discussion. Although gun restrictions on what's allowed for gun ownership is in hot waters, this isn't a real weapon. It's a prop, but this left-wing, right-wing circle that people want to cover is just the red herring.
Again, I don't script my videos. I go bar by bar, point by point, segment by segment, and I do think that did slip through the cracks. I should have claimed that he did take that back later because he did, but frankly, the fact that Novely made that point and left that standing, because again, I was referring back to certain points. I watched the full video through like multiple fucking times, and then I went back to gather my exact points that I was going to talk about with evidence, with all this. So again, my point still stands. I should have expanded upon that. And one thing I'd point out is Novely claims I didn't actually watch his video based on this. The point where he recanted this and made the statement that he's putting up that I didn't watch the full video, that's 2 minutes into the video. I responded to a second point that Novely conveniently didn't point out because I was just correcting this point. That was after that in the video.
Add on to this gun debate, you see people that defend him talk about this video and complain that those that call him out hold a double standard for, again, bringing that prop gun.
Beyond just summarizing the whole Bon Voyage situation of politics and it's just left versus right, he is making the claim that people that defend him are saying that there's a double standard between being okay with a Nerf gun battle and not being okay with someone bringing a poorly marked replica of a rifle. I don't believe anybody holds that view. I genuinely don't. On one hand, you have, again, what Bon Voyage did, and on the other hand, you have people that are all agreeing and consenting to a Nerf battle. Not even the original tweet that Novely references to make this point is making that point of view. But, and again, maybe I'm overthinking this, it really does seem like Novely's overgeneralizing one point of view using a cherry-picked source. That is just some guy that's I've looked into this guy is definitely on the alt-right spectrum, to kind of misrepresent an entire point of view to just discredit people that support Bon Voyage. The clip he used to represent what I'm saying, him summarizing left versus right politics, is literally in the middle of me debunking another point that he just conveniently cut out and didn't mention because I'm just straight up correcting. I just thought the fact that he in any way firstly represented it as that and then later took it back. And not only that, Novely said that he didn't want to make this video because he doesn't cover political topics.
The main reason why I'm hesitant, I try not to bring politics into discussions.
So, you did represent it as a left versus right issue. You just said that it's a stupid point of view, but you didn't say that that wasn't something that was correct. And the second point that Novely made was me pointing out that furries view sexual assault as drama. If no one does anything, the entire community is just going to stay in this way where people getting sexually assaulted is treated like drama, right? Yeah, apparently that's a controversial take, but the evidence he uses is me in this interview. Now, this interview was me debunking the false sexual assault allegations against my friend, which if you're gonna falsely accuse my friend of sexual assault and treat it yourself, the victim themselves treated it like drama. The victim themselves said the reason that they were not pressing charge on Wolfgang was he lost enough friends and subscribers over this already.
I want to know what happened. Why aren't they pursuing you legally?
Because they don't need to.
Oh wait, no, I have a
What do you
screenshot
mean
of
they
exact
don't
of
need
Benny.
to? Why?
I actually have the screenshot of Benny's exact words here.
If they don't want to, they don't need to.
Here is.
Okay, let's read it. Let's read it. But I don't think I would go with anything pursuing it. He's fucked up enough to lose friends and followers. I just don't want to. Wait, hold on. He's fucked up enough to lose friends and followers. And I just
Yep.
want to not think about that anymore. Why was friends and followers brought into this?
If the victim themselves is treating it like drama and it's a false allegation, I'm not going to treat that with any sort of respect or care or, oh, let's hear your side. No, it's a false allegation by someone that was malicious in making such an allegation, which we proved in that interview. Now, there is more stuff that Novely has done since all of this that I'm going to bite my tongue on, just regarding some like associations that have done some shitty things. But again, I'm not going to speak on that, not my real thing to talk about, but I'm sure someone could do their own research and figure all that out themselves. But with that being said, this is the video, and I would say if there is any updates, I'll make a YouTube short on the motherfucker. I'll make like a short little 3-minute Spurg video on him, bro. Like, I don't care. I'll cover this dude. And yeah, with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. But yeah, see ya.